trying to run 2 YouTube channels, stay on top of all the book talk trends, and let's face it, who has a crippling Pinterest addiction, I'm on my phone a lot. But this week, you guys voted, and I'm going to be replacing all my screen time hours with reading hours. What is up, reading besties? Welcome back to my channel. Alright, first off, if you're on my main, I love you, but please check this out on my rating account because that's what this video is made for. They're gonna get a lot of other perks with these videos, like get these videos a couple days early or get extended versions, so just check it out on there if you can. If you're on BookTube at all, you've seen everyone and their brother do this challenge. I saw Haley do it, I saw Destiny do it, I saw Sarah do it, everyone's done it. I just got a ton of books. Like, this is 3 that I have as my options, 7 in the mail. So I don't know if I want to start The Love Wager, The Unhoneymooners, or A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking. This is like a fantasy comedy, romance and romance. Might start this one because it's short. It doesn't even reach 300. It's about 280. This is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. This will be my 5th Lynn Painter book to read. Because her books, I kind of know what I'm expecting when I go into it. It's normally the fake dating trope, which is my favorite trope, so if I need a fake dating book, I just pick up any of hers. Read Wedding Crashers. Wait, no. Is that what it was called? Was it called Objectors? That's what my screen time was last Sunday, and y'all, it was so bad. It's still really bad. 7 hours and 29 minutes. So, this will not be the first book that I read today. Let's just get to it. What I don't know here is that I'm actually reading a sequel to Mr. Wrong Number, which I have not read. So funny, like the only Lynn Painter book I haven't read. It doesn't matter much. Like, there's nothing I needed to know except for in the first book, the couple that's getting married in this book gets together in the first book, which I didn't know, and that's really irritating me now that I'm just watching it. An update. It has not even been an hour, so it's been like 47 minutes. I'm on page 80, and I like it. Okay, that sounded really fake. No, I do like it. The thing is, the main character's name is like Holly, and I was thinking of like Holly from The Parent Trap. And then someone literally brought it up in the book, and they were like, oh, I love The Parent Trap. And she's a ginger. I'm really confused about the setting of this book. First, I thought the book was an American talking about football, and I'm a huge football fan, so I was trying to follow. The comment, coupled with your reaction to the overtime finish we just witnessed, has me seriously terrified that you're a Bears fan. Say it isn't so, buddy. They debated football as they walked towards her new apartment, and Haley was disappointed to discover not only was he a Bears fan, but he also liked the Bulls. That made... okay. She could accept a lot of idiocy, but the Chicago Bulls, come on. Thankfully, we were both Liverpool fans. So not football. Are we talking like soccer? But I don't even think those are soccer teams. I'm really confused. Like, I'm really confused. The sports references are leaving me all over the place. I've read for 2 hours and 35 minutes. I just finished The Love Wager, that's why I'm giving the update. I'm gonna do the annoying booktuber thing and save my reviews to the end so I can have more time to think about it, because honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking of doing romance back to back, but also I don't want to. Let's start this book.
Paul, are you today?
Could,
I'm this one.
but they're just.
Paul, are you today? Which Paul do you relate to the most?
You know how cute that is?
Upright.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not using this.
So
I think
cute.
I'm not using.
Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning. I definitely did not get to 7 hours yesterday, but that's okay because I think what I'd rather do in this challenge is just try to spend more time off my phone and more time reading. So it works either way, whether I meet these goals or not. Stats from yesterday. So I read 413 pages total, and I read for 4 hours and 35 minutes. I think that's pretty good. Close to being halfway through this book. I'm at page 124. I like it. It's interesting. I really like Spindle, and I just don't like to read books where the characters are... The first book I've read in a while where the main character is younger than me, because she's 14, and the other main character is 10. Only complaint, because let's just start reading. I don't know. Oh, we have to check my screen time. Ignore the lo-fi music in the background, but we have 5 hours and 59 minutes. Let's get it on the road, girl. This is my first attempt here at watching something in the background while I read. It basically just makes me read like about 5 times slower, but I am multitasking. Guys, it has been 1 hour. I'm at page 200, so I have this much left in the book. No, 76 pages in an hour. This is off topic, but not really. Can I just say, I don't understand people who like have TV shows in the background while they read. I'm watching Destiny in the background because she's the only thing I can handle. My attention is drawn so much to sound. Like, I just like want to keep looking and like liking it. It's really easy to read. After now, it was Spindle, but it's probably the Gingerbread Man. He has had no lines of dialogue, but he's my favorite. I love him. I want a gingerbread man. This girl's wizard power sounds cooler than like all the other ones. Like, I want to make gingerbread men, and I want to make them come alive. I want an army. Little change of location. We're back in my room. Alright, I made audiobook the end of this. Well, close to the end of it, because I just got a book cart. And I really want to look on Pinterest for inspiration of like what to do with it. Yuppers, that's the book cart. Yeah. So I'm keeping this one in because I got way more attached to the characters than I realized, and you can see me start crying during this time lapse. Yep. Yeah, very emotional. I like wasn't prepared for how much I was like invested. Tired, you guys. For 3 hours, I just finished A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and I said yesterday that I'm saving my reviews to the end, but all the editors she pitched this book to didn't want to publish it because they called it too dark to be a children's book. And since the character was 14, she was going to publish it as like a middle grade book. But since no one would let her, she self-published it during COVID, so it could be taken however she wanted it. And would definitely recommend. Should I start next? The thing I have to say about this book is I picked up this book before I read this, and I read the part here at the top. It says, her deadliest enemy or her greatest love. And I 10,000% thought that I read that about this book. And I was waiting. I was like, who's the love interest? I thought it was this Lord Ethan guy. I was like, is this the love interest? And because she like was fawning over him, and then he didn't show up the rest of the book, and I was like, huh. And then Spindle showed up, and I was like, is this the love interest? No, there's no romance subplot. Do Beach Read or The Unhoneymooners. Fist of Tea. That's another fantasy, but it's more vampire fantasy. So I think
that's why I got all these books. And I really wanted to buy the first book in the Crave series, this is the worst reason to buy books, I know. But the box set is like really cohesive. Like I really like the spine, how they all line up and the colors. And I really just wanted to buy the box set to get all the spines. But the box set was like $119, and I was not doing that. So then I was like, maybe I'll just buy the first book and see if I like it. But then I was like, I haven't read Twilight.
Thinking of doing a video where I read a bunch of series I've been putting off. So we read Twilight, we read Hunger Games, read tropes to kind of figure out what I'm going for. This is Enemies to Lovers. Well, to get more specific with you, this is Rivals to Lovers according to Google. And this is
also enemies to lovers, and it's forced proximity because they have to go on the same trip, which is kind of a stupid premise, but I'm gonna let it slide because, okay. To book lovers, so hopefully this will be like book lovers and not be like
really advanced multitasking, honestly. And we didn't have any good sodas in the house, so I was drinking Fanta because that's how bad I wanted carbonation. Why did I just check the back cover? What was I
4 hours and 13 minutes. I feel like I'm in the middle of September right now, and honestly, I'm just loving it. So that's why I'm outside. I can't see the camera at all, so I hope I just look presentable. I am, what page? 55? I'm on page 55 of Beach Read by Emily Henry. These chapters are kind of long. I don't know why. They just feel long.
just hate it.
Oh, no.
I almost want to give
No. I mean, they feel very short. I'm loving this book. Pretty liking the start to this book more than Funny Story. Well, this book has already made me want to start writing again because I really relate to January. That's the main girl in this book, because I know what it's like to just have no idea what you're writing. Out here. Ugh, I'm like frigid, but I didn't feel like going inside. Second of all, oh my god, I'm on page 108 of Beach Read. It's almost 5 hours, which means I could meet my screen time goal for today. I act out a sentence I just read because it was really confusing me, and I acted it out like 50 different ways. January. You just took me on the world's most depressing date, I said. The least you could do is tell me a single thing about yourself and why all this stuff matters to you. His brow lifted in amusement, and his eyes flickered in that bonfire-lit way. Wasn't a date. Somehow, he managed to make it sound filthy. Wasn't a date. Wasn't a date. Need to be banned. Wasn't a date. Wasn't a date. Wasn't a date. Gotta get back on my grind, guys. It's 11:40. Believe it or not, I've been up since 10:30. I just like, up is a strong word because I literally could not find any words to say. Today I beat my screen time goal. I read for 5 hours and 50 minutes. All else goes to shambles. At least we got one day done. I'm halfway through Beach Read. I haven't read any today, but I'm halfway through it. I read 368 pages.
So, because first of all, I didn't want to read. I started off reading like super slow. Like, you can see me turn no pages. There's 1 page. Oh my goodness. 2 pages. Girl, she's really moving. Track speed.
My worst fears actually is like revealing that I pay way too much attention to someone, like to them, which has actually happened to me before. What's that big black blob about? He looked confused and followed my gaze. Oh yeah, it used to be something else. This is his tattoo, okay? A Mobius strip, I know. I said a bit too quickly. His eyes bored into mine for a few intimidating beats as he decided what to say. Naomi and I got them. Her name, how did that, like, that's something I would do though. Like, I'd be like,
Actually, so glad I talked through my time lapses because I need to bring something up here. This video, I do so much commentary. Like, every couple of chapters, I will stop to commentate on something that's happening in the book. I don't know why, but I just did that so much in, what is this, Tuesday? Yeah. So just prepare yourself. I don't think I spoil anything, but prepare your
get over it, but My stomach's hurting like extremely bad. Like laying in bed is the best I can do right now because I'm in excruciating pain. 24 pages. Where's your head at? Where's your head at? Here's where my head's at. This book is called Beach Read. They both live on condos by the beach. I'm 210 pages in. They've been to the beach once, and it was for like 3 pages. Barely, like 2 pages worth. The picture is so cute, but then they go into like having a romantic moment, and like like if they were having this banter and dating, I would eat these scenes up. But since they're not together yet, it's like awkward. Oh, I hate it. You're halfway through the book. We're over halfway. There's like 100 pages left. Well, what's gonna happen? I bet you 10. If she says dumb bunny again, I may throw this. Dumb bunny brain, dumb bunny brain, dumb bunny brain. You're not Judy. This man on the cover is supposed to be Gus. She has described Gus as olive skinned, like multiple times. She just did it, and I was like, olive, that's kind of, is this olive skinned? No. Speckled lashes curved low and dark and heavy against his olive. Brother, this is not olive, my guy. Places I would never want to engage with someone. It would definitely be around probably a number 5 spot. Would be in a okay. Yes, 100% yes. This may be a 5-star. And I was gonna reading the ending of Beach Read because I had like a couple of chapters left. You know, and all that comments, I did not update what page I was on, but 2 hours and 13 minutes in, and you guys, it's my baby. I love it. I was so worried that this was gonna be another funny story rant, but no, I actually loved this book. I'm gonna get some caffeination. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm audiobooking on Honeymooners because I don't think my eyes can look at anything right now. The only reason she doesn't like him is he's a little jerky. I understand why they hate each other. They've like never interacted at all. Here's footage of me getting extreme secondhand embarrassment from all of this while I try to do my book cart. Half hours in today. I wanted to redo the book cart to make it a romance cart, but you see what happens? If I try to do the spines, like that looks fine, but look, I don't have enough spines to fill that shelf then. 4 hours and 30 minutes reading time here. Let me say, this book is cracking me up because she wants them to be enemies to lovers so bad. Like, my girl is on her knees begging them to hate each other. And it's funny to me because there's no valid reasons at all. Like, they didn't actually even interact till the wedding. Like, I don't think they even spoke a word to each other. Can't take this book seriously because they're enemies. No. What? They are not enemies. That's how weird my tank top looks with no context of what the full shirt says. So I'm just going to clarify right now that it says squeeze the day instead of seize the day. Oh my gosh, it looks so bad. I wish I could take it back. I want to be on Honeymooners or Reddit. Guys, I just listened to page 152
and 1:53. I audibly screamed. That sounds like one of the worst experiences I've ever read about in a romance book in my life. Actually pass away. I
just met our screen time goal of reading over 5 hours. Don't know if I mentioned that anywhere in this video, but my screen time for the week was like 5 hours and 40 minutes. I mean, for Tuesday. So my goal is to read over 5 hours. I just hit that. It's 5 hours and 2 minutes. Guys, I'm really thinking of DNFing this book. I don't DNF books, really. But that scene gave me such an ick. And this plot is giving me such an ick that I don't know if I can do it. Guys, I'm getting through this book is audiobooking it. I don't have the strength to see words like our cold, wet butt cheeks would have touched. Imagine how mortifying that would be. I don't have the energy. I just finished the Honeymooners, and I just read for 7 hours and 2 minutes today. I have no words. I'm glad to save my reviews to the end because I do not want to talk about this book for another minute. Also, guys, I have to get my expanders in tomorrow, so it's maybe significantly lower, and if there's any hours at all, they're probably going to be audiobooked. It's 10:13 a.m. I'm awake because I have an orthodontist appointment in 3 hours. I really want to start Tempest of Tea, but I think I need to audiobook something. So I haven't read any today because I've been waiting for this moment that's happening right now. I'm going to the orthodontist to get my expanders in. No idea what condition I'll be in after. That's how I'm just gonna go. Just gotta talk normally. Goodbye, my normal voice. I'm back from the orthodontist. I hope I sound as normal as I can. I'm really trying my best to not. Anyway, my teeth hurt so bad. I started an audiobook because I was like, oh, this procedure is gonna take longer than I thought. It's gonna take an hour. So I was like, oh, let's just find an audiobook. So I made the dumb decision of just clicking the first romance audiobook I saw on Hoopla, and I hate it so much. It's absolutely vile. First of all, it's told in a man's point of view. I never read romance books told by a man because I'm a woman. It doesn't make sense. I like to read man's POVs in romance books, but his man's terrible. He also called her petite, a petite blonde, like 5 times, and I wanted to die. And then it just kept getting worse, but I listened to it for 2 hours, and I am going to finish it at some point to add it to my Goodreads challenge, even though I just hated it. I'm just hating it. I want to DNF it, but I'm not going to DNF it because I need to add another book to my goal. Okay, but I want to start Tempest of Tea. The reason I haven't started it, it's because I don't want to get up. So, to the happiness of no one, I've read for 4 hours and 30 minutes, so 4.5 hours today. That's the best I'm going to do because I have listened to almost 4 hours of this audiobook, and guys, I hate it so much. Pushing through for my Goodreads goal, I would DNF this because I know I have better books sitting on my shelves. Thing is, tried to start Tempest of Tea, read for 40 minutes, got to page 40, and my eyes, they just weren't picking up any of the words. I would have to reread a page 4 times to understand what was happening, and it's a fantasy book. So, again, a lot of work on my brain and I just couldn't do it. So I just listened to this audiobook of a book that I hate, but I'm gonna finish it and I'm gonna put it in. What's up, guys? It is the last day of this challenge, but the UV is a 9. So I'm gonna go to Florida on Sunday, and I just want to already have a good tan before I get even more tanner. So I'm gonna tan, and I'm gonna try to finish that audiobook that I hate. Going to overpronounce all my words so I don't sound like a 4-year-old. I want to read Then She Was Gone because I'm just not in the mood for fantasy. Even though I got 40 pages in, I just need a different time. So bad that I want to get the audiobook to Twisted Love to like cleanse my senses, because like this is actual garbage that I'm reading. Oh my goodness. I never want to read books told in a man's POV. And the worst part about this is it's written by a woman. I'm like, how what? Are men actually like this? Is this like a horror story about men? The end of my tanning time outside, and Hoopla decided to crash, which I was listening to the audiobook on, and log me out. And then I was like, maybe that's a sign that I should just DNF this book. And lo and behold, it was a sign that I was at like 72%, so I don't feel bad. I could have guessed the ending. It just kept getting worse. It was just so... Anyway, I'm gonna read this book because I want to read a murder mystery. I feel like reading a fantasy. I'm gonna sit outside and try to get more tan. I need this tan to come along because I'm going to Florida and I need to get tan. To the point of my family friends are coming over and we're gonna play Phase 10 all night. Also to the point that I've been tanning all day. I literally just started this book. And guys, the font is so small, it's actually gonna drive me nuts. What? This isn't a classic, my guy. There's no reason for this font to be this small. Pinky promise you guys that I will stay up and I will finish this book tonight. But 4 hours. And today I've already read for like 2 hours and 35 minutes. So I could get over 6 hours today. Alright guys, I'm gonna speed run and I'm gonna do all the reviews. Let's just get into it. The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I rated this 4 stars. Honestly, it was really cute. It was a good plot. It was pretty short, but for being short, I still fell in love with the characters. Jack has my heart, honestly. And I would definitely recommend, especially if you're getting used to Lynn Painter books, but to any other unknowing souls, read Mr. Wrong Number first and then leave The Love Wager. This was really effective use of all the tropes, and honestly, there wasn't a huge, big third act like mishap, which I really appreciated. Here's Guide to Inventive Baking. I rated this one also 4 stars. Really fun, really easy to read, easy to follow, not a whole lot of world building, which sometimes I appreciate it. Most of the time I'm like, yes, let's just get into it. I mean, read you the first sentence. There was a dead girl in my aunt's bakery. Like, it starts full force, you're in the world, and I just love that. Honestly, it's really different than anything else I've read. It's also very funny, and the only thing I didn't like was that the characters were aged so young, because if you had made them older, you could have added just a lot more aspects, and that would have made it a 5-star for me. Speaking of 5 stars, Beach Read, I did end up rating it 5 stars. The difference between funny story, Beach Read, and book lovers is with Beach Read, I could really relate to January because I'm someone who likes to write. I also like to read. I also like romance and stuff, you know, so I could relate to her. In Book Lovers, I could relate to Nora. I love the cities. I love editing and writing, and so like they just had very relatable main characters. Funny story, Daphne, I just could not relate to her because I would not want to deal with kids, no childhood education. The library thing, I mean, I guess, but it's not really something I'm interested in. She doesn't have any traits that I like could really get. Start reading Emily Henry. I do think this is the place to start, because if you like this, you'll love Book Lovers. We'll also try to read all the Emily Henry books, so I will have Lynn Painter and Emily Henry under my belt. I know y'all were waiting for me to talk about this one. Okay, this was a 2-star for me. The only reason I'm giving it 2 stars is because some of the banter was cute. That was all over the place. And they brought it up in the beginning. I mean, the guy in this, he just sucked. Honestly, I didn't like either of the main characters. Some of the scenes, now, I could see why someone else could like this. Someone who wants a comedy. Someone who doesn't get secondhand embarrassment. You might like this. Here, for you. But I get secondhand embarrassment really easily, and I get it really bad. Like, so bad. Even if the person isn't embarrassed, I get embarrassment for them. Like, this has just always been how I am. And so I struggled to read this book, especially the bathroom scene and the massage scene, and the maid of honor speech, and all of the book. This end of the book, hot garbage. This just made me hate every single person in the book. The book was great until they went to Maui, and then it just all goes downhill. And then when they get back from Maui, you're like, all right, and then it just goes downhill. Would not recommend this unless you just want to laugh, I guess, because I literally hated everyone in this. Speaking of wouldn't recommend, The Law of Attraction, hot garbage, honestly. It's just the thing, there was a lot of things that grossed me out. This book used to describe a man's, coming! Prince Harrington, my member, my buddy, Prince Harrington, I don't know why that one was used so much. It could not recommend that any less. 1 star for me, and I will not finish it. This book sounds like it was written by a man, but it's written by women. So this book loves to talk about taking care of yourself as a man, but is also embarrassed to talk about taking care of yourself because they never use any of the words that I've ever heard it described. And they brought it up so many times. I was like, do men actually? Not a question I should have to be asking. Like, what has this book done to me? Like, dude, the fact that the guy was wondering if the girl had took care of herself. It was a horn dog. Like, very horny. That's all I gotta say. Like, ridiculous. And then the weirdest thing is they would switch to the girl's POV. They did it twice. And it was like trauma every time it was in her POV. It was like 9 years ago, 20 years ago, and we were just hearing trauma. Guys, it was so crazy because POV, and it would be like 20 years ago, and it's like her mom like abusing her and her trying to leave her house. And then we switch back to the guy's POV, and he's like, ugh, I wonder what she would look like naked on the bed. Bro, if I would only get her to get my Prince Harrington to just stop. Don't read it, ever. Read Then She Was Gone Tonight, and I will post a short about my review about it. But finish Then She Was Gone, that would be 6 books. 6 books. That's a real improvement than to what I would read in a week. I'm also catching up to my Goodreads goal. So, I mean, I think this was a success. I will try to do better if I do this challenge again, which I probably will. On Sunday, and hopefully I will buy a ton of books. So stay tuned for a haul, and I will catch you guys. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Oh, also wait, one more thing. Podcast, well, one in particular. I'm just gonna gonna shield for them. Musicals with cheese. Whenever they rate a musical, they give it like a ranking, but they compare it to a cheese, like their cheese rating. That's the whole theme of their show. And some other people that I watch, like they like do their own rankings. So I would like to have something to rank my books by, because I love to talk about books that I just read. So if you guys have any ideas of what I could do for rankings, or anything that you think would be like new or interesting for me to do, or something that someone's already done do you want to see me do, just let me know. If you have any video ideas for me, let me know in the comments. And I love you guys so much, and thank you for supporting me.